Paul, thanks for coming to talk to us today. As a man that's worked with Nathan before and in these difficult times, because we're not getting the results, how have you been able to help him and what have you been saying to him?
Well, I know this will sound pretty obvious, but just concentrate on the next game and try and get a result. Winning football matches is quite obviously what this game is about, and just to concentrate on delivering the work that he's been delivering, and and I think if you look at the Bristol City game and the Brentford game, there's been improvements there. There's no, we can't really say we would have won if we kept 11 men, but the signs are that it was a distinct possibility. And I thought at Brentford our performance was diligent, and probably we created the best chances and could have come away with a win in that one as well. So there's been improvements, I think, in the confidence of the players and the way we want to play. So it's just really being supportive, dealing with details, the obvious details, and the daily task of preparing and getting them ready, and not to dwell too much on what might happen.
But the pressure is obviously building on everybody, and you've had experience having been involved in matches before where the pressure is great. Are you able to help him? Because he seems as though he takes everything personally and he works hard. I know you all work hard, as do the players.
Yeah.
But at some point the pressure must be starting to tell on the man.
Well, I'm sure each individual deals with things in different ways, but I'm sure that he's feeling it. We haven't won enough football matches this season, and we need to win one. But he appears to me to be dealing with things pretty well.
Okay, moving on to Nottingham. You don't need many people to tell you about Nottingham, because you've had a couple of spells there and you've played there. We can obviously expect a very difficult task tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Nottingham Forest seem to have stabilised the club for the first time in a long while. And look, Nottingham Forest are always a tough team to play against, and I don't anticipate that being any different tomorrow evening.
And injury-wise, after the game in midweek and after the game at Brentford, how are we looking?
We're pretty good, really. Only Ryan, as I speak today, only Ryan, who's by the way doing extremely well, and we're really pleased with the way he's got about his recovery.
And you need leaders like Ryan at the moment. Even if he's not on the pitch, you need the leaders in the dressing room, don't you? Yeah,
Ryan's since the injury and after the first week has been back as a permanent fixture within the environment, and he gives us all a real boost.
Going back to the Brentford game, where we consolidated and we played one up front, and really we made certain we didn't lose, and we could have won the game, Peter Atibo having a great chance which he made himself. Do you think now is a time to keep to a settled formation, but at home maybe play two up front, because obviously we need to win?
Well look, we've been desperate to get two up front. You're absolutely right, and I think we're getting closer to that, and getting closer. Confidence is important within any team environment, and we're getting. I think the last couple of games we built on the positives that we saw in those two games, and hopefully we will see the benefit of that.
Nathan Collins got sent off for what was deemed a reckless challenge. There were talks after the game that we might appeal the red card. Do you know any more about that?
I don't think we are. I'm saying that a little bit blind because I haven't discussed it with anybody, but I don't think we are.
Okay, so moving forward, the pressure's on. We have to get a win, and you're probably aware, I know Nathan's aware of all the stats, so I assume that you are too, that at this stage of the season most teams that only have 1 or 2 points tend to go down. How much is that playing on everybody's mind?
Well, we haven't. Look, I don't live in a fantasy land, and people around me, I make sure that they don't either. So a win, we know what's necessary. I don't believe we will go down, but in September you can say that, and nobody knows. So I try to remain positive. We need to win a football match. I come from a world. I played for the manager of Nottingham Forest for a long time, who taught us to keep your trap shut when you're not winning, and when you win is when you speak. And so and winning was the major word spoken. So we know what it's about.
A lot of fans are looking at what Nathan said, and he's ultra positive, and he sold a dream to the supporters that he would produce a fit, healthy, young, pacey team that we'd all been proud of. Do you feel now that because you've had much more experience than him, do you feel perhaps he should have kept that to himself and not raised the expectations as much as he has?
I think I think the club was in need of a boost, and I truly believe that we didn't expect quite the position that we're in to be in. So, but I think he is giving people hope, and I don't think that's a forlorn hope.
You bought a lot of players in the summer, and you could argue that we made 10 changes, and we all understand why those changes were made, because it's been a very intense period, and we've got a big game tomorrow, and we've had a 3-game week. But as an ex-player, and looking and working with the players that we have, do you think that all these changes and changes of formation it's perhaps difficult for them to understand the role they're playing, or not?
No, I don't think it's difficult to understand football. I don't think it's rocket science. I think a big part of playing football at any level is the attitude to the game and the ability to outrun, out-defend, out-head, out-jump, whatever. I think that's where you start from, and everything else that you get from football is then a bonus.
I quite agree with you, because you can't always be the most talented and the most gifted, but you can always give 100% effort and give more effort than anybody else. So tomorrow you would expect, it's the minimum that any fan would expect, that the players will give 100% effort. But my last question would be to you, is what would you expect from the fans tomorrow? Because they're obviously very disappointed, particularly all those that went to Crawley, spent a fortune, took 4 hours there, 4 hours back, and we know that comes with the territory as a football fan. But what would you hope the fans could give to the team tomorrow? Because it's going to be a very nervy place.
Well, I do say, and I'm not just saying this, that our supporters, certainly in the last 2 home games and at Brentford on Saturday, were exemplary. I can't, no matter what happens within this football club, I can honestly say that they've been superb, and we have to give them what they want. They want to see us win, and we have to get it. It's dead simple. We need to win a football match.
Thank you.
Go do the radio sound. Thanks.